when we kind of think about bringing AI into the conversation, I think for most of us, probably many people I know that talk to, probably still think of AI as a tech tool. And I think you're trying to reframe that thought that, I mean, it's not about just creating blog ideas. Obviously, you can do that. And it's not just about
Sure.
spell checking and editing your work. It really can transform you and be a thought leader for you. And I would love for you to
Sure.
explain that.
Most people are using, and when we're talking about AI in this conversation, we're talking about generative
Fair.
AI like ChatGPT, Copilot, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity. Most people are using AI one of two ways. They're either using it like a Google that they ask questions and get
Hmm.
answers, or they're treating it like an assistant that they can delegate tasks to, like, help me write a better email. Do those bring value, Stephanie? Sure, they do. But I would say people are focusing on the 80% tasks that only drive 20% of the value. I have built a career on getting executives to move from tactical to strategic. Instead of focusing on the 80%, focusing on the 20% priorities that drive 80% of the results. So you can use AI to write a better email. You can use it to help you come up with social media copy. You can also use it to evaluate your strategic plan and interview you as an aggressive, growth minded board member and have it highlight the top 3 areas of insufficiency in your plan and how to plug the gap in the next 30 days. Now, here's something interesting. Like, do you have a business plan for your business this
Yes.
year? Do you currently have a process to review your business plan and make sure it is bulletproof and that it has absolute sufficiency to deliver the results?
I mean, I'm not going to give us an A+ on that, but I'm also not going to give us an F. And because, I mean, to be
Cool.
fair, because everyone on our leadership team has read this book and we're adopting it, like I can give you examples, but we now have our
Yes.
AI for the leadership teams named Finn. We named him or it. We gave it Finn Carter, and it now participates in our meetings like never before. So it's
Okay.
doing that.
So you're down the strategic
We
rabbit
are
hole. Most people, which by the way, massive high five for you,
thank you.
Stephanie. That's super cool. Most people would not have an answer to that
Right.
question. If I said, how many of you have an AI tool that can do that for you? Most people would say they don't, but it's a trick question. Every single one of them does. Because if you're using ChatGPT, so am
Yeah.
I. The difference that makes the difference is not the technology, it's the leader who harnesses it. People just haven't realized that they can use this on a far more strategic level.
Yeah, I think that's right. And I think a lot of times people kind of go in there, maybe they did ask it to write an email and said, this sounds like a robot and gave up. Right.
Yeah.
And really, you got to work with it. Like I work with Lexi, that's the name of my chat tool that we named it. It's a daily conversation that I'm having. And I go in there and like, because of some of what you taught us, I'm having conversations with this tool and I'm asking it to
Mm,
push me and challenge me and have me think differently and build and write and explore. And I think that's what
sure.
I was so excited to have you on for because this is like a whole new way of thinking about using this tool. It's unlocking so much.
Yeah. So I'll share a real use case from this morning in terms of how I use this. And again, folks, you and I, we have the same tool. We're using the same thing. The difference is how we use it. And it's kind of like in a marriage, the better quality communication you have, the better quality of the relationship. You have to learn how to communicate effectively with AI. So the core of my business is an executive peer network called the AI Driven Leadership Collective. So my vision, I think if you try to figure AI out alone, you're going to lose. But if you can surround yourself with the right people, ask the right questions, and tap into collective knowledge, you always stay ahead of the competition. So I'm assembling this network of execs where we share our knowledge on how we're using it so that just we're ahead of the curve. We have an opportunity to go global in the next 12 months. This, but, and like I want to do it, but there's something that's giving me pause. And this is a big strategic decision. Do we stay focused domestically or do we expand? And so I now understand the value of having a thought partner, and I've turned AI into a world class one. So I even went as far as assembling my own AI board of advisors. So I gave it my strengths and weaknesses as a founder and CEO, and had it identify, like I told it my 10-year goals and said, based on that, I want you to tell me the top strengths and skills I would want to recruit to a board if I were to assemble a board so that that board could advise me to achieve my 10-year vision. I then created personality profiles for those skills. So Steve Jobs is on my board for vision and product design, but he's specifically not allowed to give me advice on being a husband, a father, or a leader. Warren Buffett's on my board for long term planning and risk mitigation. Jeff Bezos is on my board for operational scalability. My future self, 30 years in the future, is on my board so my future self can advise me today.